Hey guys, a quick disclaimer before I start this video. This is actually an abbreviated summary of the story The Alchemist in the truest sense. Now this summary is not exact, it is my approximation of what I remember the story to be. And of course this does contain spoilers to the story, so I just wanted to let you know that in case you wanted to read the book first for yourself. So let's get started with the video. Santiago was a shepherd living in Andalusia, Spain. Now Santiago loved freedom and he would love to travel around with his flock of sheep. Now he was on his way to a town called Tarifa where he was hoping to meet this girl he was infatuated with. Now while going to Tarifa, it got dark, so he decided to sleep in an abandoned church with his sheep. He slept under a sycamore tree and then he had a dream. In his dream, he saw that there is a treasure buried under the pyramids in Egypt and that the treasure is calling out to him. Now he was confused about this dream because this was a recurring dream for him and he did not understand why he kept having this dream. So he went to a woman who was famous for interpreting people's dreams. Now he told the woman about his dream and then she said, "I'll tell you the meaning of this dream, but only if you promise me 1/10 of the treasure if you find it." Now Santiago thought to himself, well okay, 1/10 seems pretty fair, and if I do find out the treasure because of her, then I guess she deserves it. So he asked the woman to carry on, and then the woman just told him plainly that he needed to go to Egypt and that he would indeed find the treasure under the pyramids. Now he wasn't sure whether or not this woman is right, so he was a bit confused and he went to town and he sat on a bench. He was then approached by an old man. The old man told him, "My name is Melchizedek and I am the king of Salem." Santiago kind of ignored him for a little bit, but then the old man got his attention by telling him that he can help him find the treasure. The old man said that everyone in their life has a personal legend that they must follow, and while you're following that personal legend, you will meet a lot of people and things that will guide you on the way. He convinced Santiago to sell his sheep, go to Africa to follow his personal legend. Santiago, because he loved the adventure, decided, well okay, I'll do this. So he sold his sheep, collected some money and began his adventure by getting on a ship to Africa. Now when he reached Tangiers in Morocco, he was promptly robbed of all of his money. Well, undeterred, he decided that he will try to make the best of his situation and he will get the job done. So he went to a merchant who was selling crystals in a shop. He told the merchant that he would clean the crystal ware for him and hopefully that attracts more customers, and all he wanted in return was some food. As soon as Santiago got done cleaning the crystal wares, a bunch of customers started walking in and they started to buy the crystals from the shop. Now the merchant was very intelligent and he recognized the value Santiago was offering, so he decided to hire Santiago full time. Now while Santiago was working in his shop, they both made quite a lot of money because Santiago kept coming up with entrepreneurial ideas to expand the business. However, Santiago did remember his mission, and once he had saved up enough money, he heard of a caravan that was going to cross the Sahara Desert and go to Egypt. So Santiago said his goodbyes to the merchant and decided to head to Egypt with the caravan. Now in the caravan, he met an Englishman who was headed to an oasis called Al-Fayoum to meet an alchemist who would teach him how to turn lead into gold. Now while they were on their way through the desert, there were nerve-wracking rumors of war between the desert tribes, and so the caravan didn't want to take any unneeded risk, so they decided to chill in the oasis of Al-Fayoum. As soon as the caravan reached the oasis, the Englishman started to try and find the alchemist, and Santiago was also helping him. Now in the oasis, they met a girl named Fatima who told them about where the alchemist lived. Now as fate would have it, Santiago promptly fell in love with Fatima and the Englishman went off to find the alchemist. Now when the Englishman found the alchemist, the first question the alchemist asked him was this: "You've been looking for me for 10 years. Have you tried to turn lead into gold yourself?" The Englishman replied no. So the alchemist gave him some lead and told him to try and convert it into gold for himself. So now both of our main characters were busy. The Englishman was busy trying to turn lead into gold, and Santiago was busy with his new love, Fatima. Now one day when Santiago was going out into the desert, he had a vision of the oasis being attacked. He told the tribal leaders about his vision, and the tribal leader listened very intently. The tribal chief told Santiago that they would listen to him and prepare for an attack. However, if this turned out to be a false alarm, they would kill Santiago. Now fortunately for Santiago, the next day, the oasis was attacked and the prepared men were able to defeat the raiders. The tribal chief was very impressed with Santiago, and so he gave him some gold and they appointed him as the counselor of the tribe. Now Santiago was very happy. He had the gold, he had a new job, and now he could marry Fatima and live here forever. Now Fatima actually told him that she was a woman of the desert and she wouldn't mind waiting for him. She said, however, that true love never stops you from chasing your dreams. She told him that she will wait for him, but he needs to go and follow his dreams. By now, the alchemist had heard of Santiago because he kind of saved the entire oasis. So the alchemist approached him the same day and urged him to follow his dreams. In fact, he told Santiago that he will go with him towards the pyramids. So both of them now set off to go towards Egypt. Now while they were on their way, they were captured by desert bandits. They stole all of Santiago's gold and they were going to execute both the alchemist and Santiago. Now before they were able to kill both of them, the alchemist blurted out that you have no idea who you're talking to. Santiago right here is a great alchemist and he can turn himself into the wind and blow away all of your tents. Now the bandits actually started to laugh, and because this was such a unique proposition, they said, alright, you have 3 days to prove this to us. If you're not able to achieve this feat in 3 days, you're both dead. Now Santiago lost his cool. He told the alchemist, well great, now you got us both killed. There's no way that I'm going to be able to turn myself into the wind. The alchemist then urged Santiago to remain calm and to listen to the voice of the desert. Santiago tried very hard for 2 days to listen to the voice of the desert, but to no avail. However, on the 3rd day, Santiago was able to somehow tap into the energy of the universe and he turned himself into the wind. Now this scared the daylights out of the bandits and they let them go. The two then went on to a monastery where the alchemist turned some lead into gold, divided it up, gave some gold to Santiago and urged Santiago to go towards the pyramids alone. Now when Santiago reached the pyramids, as he started to dig right under them, again some bad guys just showed up and they started to beat up Santiago and they stole his gold. Now Santiago, being delirious and exhausted, started blurting out the bit that he was here following his dreams and that he had a dream that there was treasure buried under the pyramids. Now the bad guys just started to laugh and one of them said, oh my god, this guy is completely out of his mind. Even I had a dream. In an abandoned church in Spain under a sycamore tree, there is a lot of treasure buried underneath, but I'm not mad like him and I didn't follow my dreams. They then left Santiago alone because they thought that he was mad. Now a sudden realization struck Santiago and he immediately started to head back to Spain. He went back to Spain, found the old sycamore tree, dug underneath it and found the treasure. Now he thought that he would give the 1/10 that he had promised to the old lady and then he would go back to Egypt and live happily ever after with Fatima. So this is where the story ends. Now I know this is not an exact retelling of the story, but the main reason I summarized the book in this way is so that you can learn these 3 lessons. Number 1, the treasure is where you are, but you need to go out in order to understand that. The treasure is where Santiago started, but he would never be able to find it if he didn't go through the entire journey. In the same way in our lives, whenever we try and find something, it's not actually the thing that is the real treasure. It is who we become as a result of looking for it. That is the real treasure. Our life is our story of becoming the alchemist and turning ourselves from lead to gold. The second point is don't stop moving. There were many things that went wrong along the way, and at any point Santiago could have said that this is too tough and he could have gone back to Spain, but he never did that, and that's the reason he found his treasure. Whatever happens in life, you don't stop moving towards your dreams. Yes, you might have to delay your dreams sometimes, like when Santiago started to work for the crystal merchant, but as long as you're doing something towards achieving your dreams, you're on the right track. Number 3 is follow your heart. The whole theme of this book is to encourage you to follow your heart. Yes, your heart might sometimes get you into trouble, and no, the journey will not always be easy, but in the end, it is what will lead you to the alchemist. It is what will help you transform yourself. So guys, please follow your heart, and if you listen very closely, there might be a voice in your heart telling you to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. I'm just kidding, you can do that if you want. That's all for this video. I hope you learned something new in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.